Hello, this is Brian Hegney, instructor of game design here at High Point University. So we're talking about making a door that opens in a game. And for many of you, this may be your very first time actually programming in a game type environment. And so I want to talk a little bit about something called Gameflow and Gameflow logic. And you all know this. You all know game flow logic. So you all deal with logical game logic making decisions every day. For instance, when do you bring an umbrella to class with you? Right? Now me, I hate umbrellas and I never bring the darn things, but I see a lot of people bring umbrellas to work. What makes them do that? It's not random. There's a very logical way. If it is raining out, I carry my umbrella because, and there are reasons, but basically it's this own logical way you work. I look out the window, is it raining? Now here's the thing though, because sometimes you bring umbrellas when it's not raining, okay? And so you could say if it's raining out, I will bring my umbrella. Else, which means if it's not raining out, it's not that you won't bring your umbrella. You say if it's not raining out, I will check my weather app. Okay. Now, that is a complete loop. You haven't actually made your decision yet if you're going to bring your umbrella or not. You'll check your weather app, and that's almost like a new function. And so then you do check your weather app. Okay. Check my weather app. If it is going to rain before 7 p.m. tonight, because I leave work at 5, it might be a 2-hour commute. Oh, I used to live in New York City. It was 2 hours. So let's just pretend that that's true. Then you will bring your umbrella. Else, you could say, else if it will rain after 7, I won't bring my umbrella, right? So we kind of make these decisions all the time. And I'm saying this now for my students or anyone watching this who may be afraid of game logic or programming. I work with a lot of students who have never programmed anything before, and they're very scared of Unreal Engine. But I want to tell you that you'll know what to do. It may take you a while to figure out what you want to do, but the way we're going to program this door working is going to be very logical. And we'll be using kind of a few very simple game flow logic components. And so I think that's what I want to start with now, is to see what are some game flow logic components. By the way, I'm moving my first person character in here, and I'm going to tap E so I can left click and rotate it, just so that I can start off freaking looking at the darn doors. Yay. Thank you. All right. Let's go back into our blueprint. If you don't remember where that is, it's in content. Oh, is it just right there? No, it's in BACH blueprints. I'm going to double click BH door blueprint. And you see all of this stuff? I don't even need it. I'm probably going to delete all of this. I am. Ugh, it's so hard to delete your work. But I did it. Now we still have the on component begin overlap collision. If you accidentally deleted it, you could hit Control Z. Yay, there it goes. Thank you, Epic. And I feel like there was a time Control Z didn't work. I don't know if that's true or not. All right, we've still got this. Now, what do we want to do? We want to still have our is door open. We still want to do that. And this is the very first piece of game logic that we are going to look at, or game flow or flow control. Let's bring is door open out here because we're going to want to check this. Get. Okay. The first thing we're going to do is do an if-then statement, because when we walk up to this door, if it is already open, should it run the animation of opening the door again? Probably not, because that would look a little wonky. So we want to be able to tell this game, when should it open the door? And in future sessions, if you have a key, like it's only going to open the door for certain reasons. For right now, it's going to be, once we trigger this, it's just going to open the door for us. But what we're going to want to do is check to see if it's already open. So I'm going to drag a node off of onComponentBeginOverlap collision off of the execute node, and I'm going to type in the words if then for an if then statement. Haha, I'm not going to. I did it. I hope this helps. For a long time, again, when I was first getting into this, it confused me for about a minute. Like, why is it? Where's the if-then statement? Okay, because it's not called if-then here. What it's called in Unreal is branch. And you'll notice if you type in branch, it goes to utilities, flow control, branch. And let's click it. Now, why is it branch? It's branch because it's a branching narrative. It's a branching universal series of options. What it's going to do now is it's going to check for the condition of whether the door is open or not. And if the door is open, it's going to do one thing. And if the door is not open or false, it's going to do another thing. Okay, so is the door open? If the door is open and it's true, we won't do anything because it's already open. So we don't need to do anything. If we wanted to, we could say print. And for this string, we could say I'm open. For false, let's just type in print and say closed. Now for right now, we are telling the game is door open is false. And obviously that depends on the starting point. There's always going to be a starting point. And for us, these doors are closed, so they actually are, whoops, let's clear this out of the way. Okay, let's click play. Let's walk up to them. Closed, closed, good. So the branch is working. It's closed, so they are closed. Okay. So there's some Gameflow logic. Whoops. You can see that picture. Oh, my secrets of how I have my stuff. Okay. Let's open that blueprint once again. Okay, so once we know that it's closed, let's go ahead and delete this print string. We are going to, oh right. Sorry, okay. Before I do this, I actually need to come back here, and because I have these two doors so close to each other, I don't want to, when I'm walking up to these doors, I'm overlapping both of these things, and so I actually want to just overlap one. So I'm going to make this X value a little bit skinnier. There we go. I don't know if that will work. I hope it does. Okay, because I want to go into the event graph and say, you know what, print string, after it says it's closed, what I might do is say set is door open to true. And I do the same thing for the I'm open. I'd say set is door open to false. And theoretically, every time I did that, it would switch. I hope. Let's just walk over here to this door. Yep, I'm closed. I'm open. Closed, open. So it's switching every time because I have that conditional statement, right? And it's switching every time. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. And so if you're checking for if a condition is open, you can branch it. There's another way for having some flow. And I'm going to go down, this time instead of typing in branch, I'm going to just check all the way down here and look at, oh, let's turn on context sensitive, utilities, flow, control, and you can do, here's one that's fun. It's just do once. That's a really helpful one. If you only want to do one thing once, right? Do once. What we could do is print, and we can print whether or not the door is open. Okay. We're just going to do it once. We can compile it and save it. And so now it's not going to keep doing that because we said we'd only do it once. Just like we have do once, we could actually say do n, also part of flow control, and we can do it like maybe 4 times. I think that's going to work. Yeah, so I typed in the number 4, it exits, okay, and we can say false, 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 false. That's the 4th one, and of course it doesn't do any more. Okay, another little component of flow control. And of course there's another one. I'm gonna type in, is it switch? Let's see. Flow, let me. Yeah, so another one of these is flip-flop, which I use a lot, and we may use that with our door. I can't remember if this is helpful for our door, but it's going to flip-flop between 2 things. Obviously, like a state like, is it open or closed, right? So I did flip-flop. I might say, you know, this one is going to be open. This one's going to be closed. And as I compile that, save it, come in here, just make sure I'm over to the side. Open, closed, open, closed. Again, it's flip-flopping. And then, of course, there's a helpful one here. Let's say, once again, go context sensitive, go under utilities, flow control. Just to note the delay function, which is going to be really helpful. You could delay this if that's helpful for a second. In this case, it wouldn't, but that's kind of fun to check it out. I don't have to tell you what that does, though, so I don't need to do that. And then I think the last one I just wanted to point out to you, the last one I want to look at is a gate. And so if I drag off and just type in gate, it's under, obviously, utilities, flow control, gate. Gate's cool. It allows you to go through here. This acts as a gate, and like different things can close or open the gate. So every time I overlap, right, it's going to go through this gate. Now, this little button says start closed. Let's go ahead and uncheck that so it starts opened. We can just print something. Come on in. And we could check for whether or not door is open. We could get is door open, and now it's set to false. And so we can branch this, and we are going to check to see if that's open. And we can say, hey, if it's false, what if that would close the gate? Save it. What we'll see is that it says come on in once, but it's false, so it closed that gate. It will never fire that until we somehow open that gate again. Just like I could say, well, if it's false, I could say open. And then it's going to keep that gate open. You don't have to set it to open. If you don't do anything, it's just going to keep that on open. All right, so those are a few things, a few functions in flow control that will allow us to start opening the door in the next video. All right, see you then. Bye.